All right, all right. I do not know exactly how to do this. I do know how, but I don't know why um, my phone is just seem like it's off balance. But that's okay. I'm going to what you call press on. Okay. This is going to be one of Sister Deborah's most powerful message. Why? It's because it's so needed to be spoken in such a day as this. We are in a time like no other. So it's about time you hear a message that is not like no other. I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to take it up and I'm going to land it down. Mhm. And afterwards, how do you like me now? Okay. Sister Deborah was I just called myself doing the video, but I got my phone. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a little old lady. But I tell you one thing about this little old lady, I realize I am not a person. I'm going to say it and I'm going to let the Ruach speak on top of what I'm going to say. I am not a flesh or a mother, a daughter, a sister, a aunt, a grandmother, a niece. I am not one to really think in my fleshly mind that I know everything. And yes, you would hear people, like keep telling people, I know what would be the sense of the power of the Father being in us and turn around and give you the spirit of discerning and pour out these gifts in you if they not or they do not work. The gift in which the heavens has poured out in each and every last one of us, whether you in the righteous lane or the unrighteous lane, you got gifts. Whether the gifts are used for darkness or whether the gifts are used for light, you got gifts. Me, myself, I'm one that no matter how I might sound on the outside that I know everything and that I think I know everything, I feel I know everything, and she say that she knows everything. But let me explain something to you. What the Father gives me is for me. And what others says on the outside is for them. The truth be told, do the Ruach visit you in your spirit every day and teach you? This Ruach don't wait until Sister Deborah is awakened. He's not waiting till the sun come up or the sun to go down to the midnight hour. He comes anytime within me and teach me and lead me and guide me with his messages. This message I'm going to speak on is a very powerful message. So I am going to give you the opportunity, step down and step out. This page is not for you. I don't care if YouTube is free for anybody to want to. This page is going to cut you. It's going to cut you from the inside and it's going to cut you from the outside. So I'm giving you a warning. I am not a person that thinks she knows everything, has everything, can't nobody tell her nothing. Let me tell you something. The way this Ruach function in me. Oh, let me go there again. The way this Ruach, which is the Holy Spirit, function, which is the Father, function in me, is nonstop. That means that even things I've already spoke on, he clams on top of it. If there's things I have not spoke on, he comes and clam on top of it. See, the Father is not sleep, nor do he slumber. He's not one that tells you something this month and someone that tells you something next year. That's how people are. People think this creator is one that lives in you, that leads and guides you, but says nothing to you. The Father is not about giving you, living in you, teaching you darkness. The Father is about teaching you the light, giving you spirit and truth, giving you food for your spirit, putting your light, cutting your light on and let it stay on. See, so therefore, knowing everything, thinking I know everything, feeling that I don't have to listen to nobody or hear somebody else's point of view, that comes from hell. Because what's in me is greater than that mindset itself. So if I got what I say, the Ruach HaKodesh in me, the Holy Spirit, stand down, clowns. You can't override that. So if that's to say that Sister Deborah thinks she know it all, she thinks she got it all, she thinks she got the answers, you doing right. I better have it. If greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world, you bet your bet I better have the answer to anything that he gives me the answer to. What does it look like him being greater in me? What if he's great in me? What I'm supposed to walk around here and hear everybody else's greatness that say they have the Holy Spirit? No, you're a lie from what you call the pit, dark pit of hell. He's greater in me, and this message is going to step into you and out of you and show you how great he is to in this midnight hour, in a day like no other. He has warned you all time after time after time. You are in a day like no other. But you stand on the corners, and that's the corner of your mind. And you think that he just said something. No, he pulled up and he poured out. 99.20 billion, trillion, let's add it like that, wouldn't even understand a word I'm saying. They're not supposed to. But what I'm about to teach, I'm going to give you another minute or two to slide your butt up out of here. That's right. Quick, instant, get out. Because this message, you can't do nothing with it. You can't do nothing with it. Even those who think they learned this message, you ain't going to be able to handle. So I give you another second. Get up and get out. And I'm going to be saying that throughout this message. But the Spirit was dealing with me after I was washing dishes, and it was saying things to me. At that moment, I had to stop, go to the paper store, writing down, because I said, no, I remember. And then he said, no, write it down. And when he said that, once I was done washing dishes and I started to write and put these pieces together, I was like, oh my Yah. Deceitful has helped Satan fully deceive the world. This world has truly been deceived at the highest level of deception that hit the earth. That's why they don't know what day we in. They don't even know nothing about that day. It's that day that holds tribulation. It's that day that holds perilous time. It's that day of famine. It's that day of pestilence. It's that day of earthquakes in diverse places. It's that day of what you see going on. It's that day. And it's called the day of darkness. And you running your tail around here thinking you in the day of light. Praise the mighty Yah. This day is a day that has been designed by the right hand of the Father. It ain't going nowhere. It's here to stay. And this message, like I say, is going to be a powerful message, and I'm going to go into it. I'm going to say some things that I'm hoping that anybody that come to this page will get out in time. Don't listen to it. Don't sit up and entertain it, because it's your destiny to your eternal destiny. Don't entertain this message. And the reason why I say that, it tells you exactly where you're heading for the eternal. This message is going to tell you exactly where you are heading for eternal. Okay? So I'm going to start off by something I spoke about yesterday about the lost sheep. Something that has not been preached, something has not been taught, something has not been ministered, something that has not been given to the people at all. That's why you got so many different religions, so many different denominations, so many different interpretations, so many different beliefs. It's because people are ministering, teaching, and preaching this thing in a way of darkness and not preaching it in a way of light, so people can know, wait, baby, hey, hold up, bro. Hold up, sis. This is your destiny. This is your eternal destiny. See, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to feed that to the people because they wouldn't have nobody sitting in their sanctuary. That's my whole goal today with this message. I want you to swoop the coop out of here. I want you to leave this message. You know why? Because I want you to understand this message is not for you. Because this is about to, and when I say not for you, because it's going to hurt you. It's going to wound you in a way you ain't never been wounded. You think you've been hurt in this old living? You ain't heard nothing yet. This message is going to speak what is actually taking place in the heavenly level as far as the will of the Father, and it's going according to his order. Okay, I know it. You rule it. You run it. I know Donald Trump running. I know everybody on the earth running, but you fail to realize who run the earth itself. See, you have never been told that the power of the Father's right hand rule this earth, the four corners, all power, whether it's dark or whether it's light, it's in his power, not in theirs. And if they have anything that, even a pin needle that looks to you that they got power, let me tell you, if they got power, you best bet they got it. Because the only one could have given it to them is he that is all power. Okay? So that puts you in check right there. If somebody on this earth that's doing all this stuff and it seems like they got power, they do have it. And it was given to them. And if you don't know who gave it to them, you the one lost, not them. They know what exactly they're doing with the power that was allowed them to have. And they know where it come from. But when you are in the light, and you are the seed of the light, you are the representative of light. Guess what? You know their power, where it stands, but you know who override their power. But a lot of people don't have it. That's why I said, don't come to this page. Don't come to this page listening, trying to hear it, trying to get it. Let me tell you, if this page is not for you, this page is finna tell you where your eternal destiny is. First and foremost, people tend to go to their Bibles, their King James 16, their study guide, their new books, their lost books, their found books, their Enoch book, and every book that they can go to find truth. Truth don't rest in no book. I can guarantee you, and I can guarantee you another thing. Truth don't rest in no truth don't rest in the power of this world. Truth rests in the power of the Creator. That's truth, y'all. You ain't gonna find truth resting in any book as if it is truth. Now, you might hear words that might have whole truth to it, but you need the Holy Spirit to hit it out the park. That's why it's important to have the greater one living in you than your ugly mouth and your ugly understanding and your ugly interpretation and your ugly wisdom and your ugly knowledge and your ugly mood swings and emotions. They have nothing toward the Father, because all that get knocked out the park. It don't mean a rat's behind to nobody but you. So let's get into this topic, and this topic is deceitful teaching, deceitful preaching, deceitful ministering is finished. Just like everything else is. It's finished, y'all. Y'all just down here clowning because you ain't got nothing better to do. And I'm getting ready to show you where you stand. If he's willing to pour out and suffer it to fulfill his will, perilous times, tribulation, lawlessness, judgment on the earth. His wrath is on the earth. He's allowed the principality that was once in principality in high places. They were once in high places, y'all. You mean you don't know where they at now? They on the earth. Oh, Father, they don't know. Those principalities now rest here on the earth. That's why you hear the clowns constantly keep talking about what Enoch said. What took place in Genesis 6 about the fallen angels. You hear them talking about, or they might say the aliens in the spaceship. These that has been released from principality, I'm going to go and give it to them. They are greater on the earth than what you understand. What I mean greater in the darkness. of the sickness of all this stuff that's going on. This is how bad it really is. I mean, like, really, really bad. So I'm going to show you some things in this message about how deceitful has really been the teacher, been the preacher, been the minister of this earth, teaching you all the things that you want to hear, you want to feel, and you want to understand for your flesh. Okay? So I want to tell you first and foremost, they have told you all about a rapture. There's no rapture coming to get you. Okay? It's not so much as a rapture, it's actually the Son of Man. And he is coming not to get you because you all righteous. He's coming to get all nations, okay? To divide them according to the judgment that is already written in the kingdom. So it ain't coming to hear what you got to say, coming to hear what you got, what you getting, what you waiting for. It is a form of everybody that's going to be on the earth. Their spirit is going to be raptured up, and it's going to be separated. It's going to be separated like unto Matthew 25. Separated with the goats and separated with the sheep. You're going to have two different sets. Like unto the beginning, before the heaven and earth was created, he had already separated based on the Lamb book of life or the book to eternal lake of fire. See, there's separation already, but it didn't start on the earth, you guys. It started in the heavens where everything was separated. That's where the lost got lost on the earth. Because when he ushered those down that was in the Lamb book of life, guess what? He brought them to the earth in human flesh. Okay? Not in human flesh, to reside in human flesh. Then those that are written in the Lamb book, the lake of fire, the book of death, from the lake of to the lake of fire, they too came down in flesh, not in flesh. Okay? So you got two flesh down here. You got one that is from the book of life, eternal life, the Lamb book of life, and then you got one that's from the book, not the Lamb, but the book to the lake of fire. You got two books, and these two books really tell you the two type of people on the earth. When he said, I come to bring the sword, to divide, to separate, to bring them against each other, he was letting you know that his sheeps that is written in the Lamb book of life got caught up with the goats that's come from the book of the lake of fire. Now I got a plan. I had a lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world just to redeem mine's back when that time comes. When the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world has already redeemed the sheep back into the Father's bosom. He's already redeemed them back. So what is actually taking place here? Now we are here on the earth, not really fully understanding, are you the sheep or are you the goat? When you ain't gonna have no problem, you ain't gonna have no problem. Watch what I'm about to show you. All of this deception that has been preached, taught, ministered, instilled in the minds of the flesh to believe that they too are going to be raptured up out of here. If you want to use the word rapture, use it. But when Yeshua comes, he's not coming to just get the sheep. He's coming to get all nations. All have to be divided back into the section in which they came out of. See, y'all thought y'all ruled it down here, didn't you? You thought you were going to get down here and clown and use deception at its highest and be deceitful and evil and wicked and hateful, and you going to rule it from this level. No, baby, it was ruled already. Oh, Father Yah, before it got to the earth. Let's rumble. Let's rumble in this. I first want to go to Psalms 23 and verse 1. You all have used even your own study guide, which is the King James Bible. I don't care if it's a 1611, 1620, 1630. I don't care what. You've used the books of man to deceive the people to believe that it's only the way that you wants to portray that it is. But I'm going to show you that you are in full denial, because deception, the deceitful spirit, is detached to you to believe the lie. Now, I want to also let you know that he's not coming when you thinking that you're going somewhere for eternal with the Father, and that you're the heart of Yah. I'm going to make you see that you ain't no heart of Yah if you ain't doing, or you ain't, not just if you ain't doing, but if you are down here with the world, and you down here acting like the world, you down here thinking like the world, you down here portraying like the world, and you think the world is everything to you, and you to everything to the world. So you can't be one that is going to be the one that's called the lost sheep. Now, this is something that never been preached. Okay, it never been taught, and the Spirit gave it to me, and He gave it to me out of 2 verses, and I've been slinging it and can't even come out of it, y'all, because it's just that deep. I said, but Father, this is another drop ball. He said, yeah, Deborah, this is another drop ball, but it's okay. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. But I said, Father, if one more ball drop, I'm going to drop. One more ball drop, I'm going to drop. Because this is crazy. This is crazy how deceitful has taken on every place that people think they worship in the Creator. Is it that deep that people worship? Oh, yes, it is. It's showing you how many came down here to represent darkness. Let's rumble. When I go into what he has given me, he has given me this topic. This wasn't my topic. My topic was the topic I'm going to speak on top of that. But what he has given me is Psalms 23 and verse 1. And this is Psalms 23 and verse 1. And it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now, what you did not understand, the power in how they switched the word Lord, so you would never know what it really means. It means the Creator, the Father. He that created is my shepherd. You see how messed up y'all are? You think it's your pastor, your priest, your bishop. You think Democratic, Republican. You think great old America. You think Donald Trump. Everybody's into stuff that they should not be in. But if they are found in that type of setting, it's because they are created to be the goats. They come down here to walk strictly darkness. They have no light within them. That's why all of these things of this world can mean everything to them, even their very few dollars. Okay, now listen to what it says again. Something as simple as this. Watch how the power can be dragged out of it. Watch this here. Psalms 23 and verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Whenever you are not want for nothing, that tells you, who is that your Lord that you want nothing, or you are not in need for nothing? That's powerful. But what happened? You all got lost in deception, and that's where you still sit. Because if you see just that one verse, and if you take Lord out of that and you put the Creator, the Father, Father Yah, or you don't even have to say Yah, but the Creator himself, that brings you to a different level of power. Why? Because it says he is my shepherd. Now you got to run it down and run. What is a shepherd? If the Father is my shepherd, what is a shepherd? Is not a shepherd one that oversees? Wait a minute. What is a shepherd? What does this world understand that a shepherd is? You normally have a shepherd over what? Sheep. Wait a minute. So therefore, you mean if he is Sister Deborah's shepherd, then does that mean I'm the sheep? You see that? If he is the creator, the Father, the Most High, and he is my shepherd, who do he, when if he is the shepherd, I must be the sheep. I shall not want. What is it that a shepherd can see the need of a sheep that is in want for nothing? Who is this that is the creator, the Father, the Most High Yah, that he can be my shepherd? Then if he's my shepherd, what does that make me? A sheep. Because he's my shepherd. He watches over me. But then he turned around and said, I shall not want. Because why? This creator is the shepherd over his own sheep. And then Yeshua in Matthew 25 kind of stepped into it. And even to today, not a pastor, a priest, a bishop, I don't give a rest behind who your pastor and your leader and your whatever is. They didn't teach you. They taught you deceitfulness. So you'll be lost even to this point where you at now. Many of you still went to your graves, still lost, even in your very grave. Now watch what it says. When I took Psalms 23 and verse 1, I began to understand that it's actually saying, Deborah, the creator, the Father, your Most High Yah, your I am that I am, he's the shepherd. And you are the sheep. Now, I'm looking at this way beyond what y'all can understand. Y'all ain't gonna understand nothing I'm saying. The reason why I'm looking at that different is when I see that power. What do the power? Won't, not want. That shepherd got you so covered. You shall not want. Can't nothing override you. Nothing can come near you. Nothing can interfere. Why? You won't. You shall want nothing. Why? Because you got a shepherd that oversees you. So you mean it? Wait a minute, hold up. Are you telling me, David? Because if you're telling me this, David, you're actually telling me another ball was dropped. But in my spirit, that don't settle with me. Because it really confuses me. Because David, if the shepherd is the one that is over the sheep, is that why Yeshua came and said he ain't coming to mess with nothing, but he coming for something? And that was the sheep that belonged to the shepherd. The same sheep that is called in the whole Testament, the whole what the world and everybody else think is the New Testament. You see that sheep? Guess what? That sheep is owned already. It belonged to the shepherd. All this time, y'all, it wasn't the shepherds. It wasn't the sheep of the nations. It wasn't the sheep of Israel. It wasn't the sheep of Judah. It was the sheep that the shepherd, oh, Father Yah, they got it wrong. These sheep that's lost belong to the shepherd. I told y'all yesterday, if you got lost sheep, who lost them? Somebody had to lost. They had to belong to somebody. David wasn't talking about the Son of Man. David is sitting here telling you, right in verse 1, the Lord is my shepherd. So there was a shepherd that had sheep. They got lost. How did they get lost? Because before the foundation of the world did he place their names in the Lamb book of life for eternal. But when they came down here in the flesh, they got lost. How did they get lost? They rumbled with darkness, the goats. They got entangled with the goats. So this also tells me as a prophetess, that's why it was needed to pull out parables. The parables were also needed to show you an example that, wait a minute, the kingdom had lost something. And they were called sheep. So all the parables leads up to those same lost sheep that is written in the Lamb book of life that is here down here on the earth. Y'all lie, and you still lie. And you're going to lie to eternal. And to eternal send you exactly where you're going to stay. It's called deceitful. Deceitful preaching, deceitful teaching, deceitful ministry. That's why people cannot get what they need to get. Because people don't understand when you are of Yah, he gives you your portion, what he wants you to know. And everybody, let me tell y'all something. When people go around and say you think you know everything, you think you got everything, you think you understand everything, and nobody don't know nothing, let me tell you something. They said the same thing about Yeshua, the Son of Man. They said the same thing about Yeshua, the Son of Man. The same mess and hate, jealousy, envy on the earth is identical to Yeshua. What do you mean, Deborah? See, that's the way they felt about Yeshua, the Son of Man. Why? Why, Deborah? Why did they feel that way? Because he had Christ in him. So it is, you're supposed to feel this negative, this hate, this jealousy, this envy, this rage. Because you don't understand where all that's coming from. You want to be seen, you want to be noticed, you want to be recognized. Baby, wait, hold up. You don't even know who you're dealing with. That's the sheep. They belong to that shepherd. They sucked them sheep down here and the sheep got lost. It is them that are lost. It ain't you. Now, watch this here. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So when I went to Matthew chapter 10, and I'm getting y'all, I'm getting chills all over my body because I did not know he was going to take me this deep, but he's going to take me there and he's going to drop me off and leave me there, and I'm going to feel good about it. Because this is the message he gave me. This wasn't the message I was going to preach. Because what I was going to preach about, let me tell y'all something. I don't even know if I'm going to get to it because I'm about what he wants me to speak first. And I might get to mine. I think I'll go to mine this evening because it's a good one. Because when I sat down with my hands wet and was writing stuff he was telling me, I began to realize that, wait a minute, Deborah, let's put you on to the side. Let's talk about this. Guess what, y'all? I learned that what all these time I've been on this Deborah platform saying these things, and when he caught me 2 years ago and he said, Deborah, I see you swinging them parables. And I'm like, the parables, I thought that was funny. He said, you swinging them parables. I was thinking he was talking about the parables that has been placed out, that's out here. No, he said, you're teaching, you're learning to teach the people parables, things in parables, where that's the way they can only get it. That's the best way some people can understand something, is through parables. So you set the word, which is the Father, what he gives you, and you set it up in a standpoint of parables, because they can't get the word, because they don't understand who the word is. They think the word is a book. No. So you setting the word that the Spirit is giving you, you setting it up in a parable so they can get it, so they can understand it. And that's, he got on me a couple of years about that. Not a bad get on you, but a good one. Just saying, I see you swinging them parables. And I can see now why Yeshua had to swing the parables. Because even among Yeshua, there was multitude of people coming. They were coming to see the miracles and signs and wonders. And in the process, he spoke parables to them. And what did he say? Because seeing, they cannot see. Hearing, they cannot hear. So what the Father is saying right there, just right there, Deborah, there are many will come to your place, they cannot see, nor can they hear. So you swinging the parables is what's keeping them in the midst. Because hearing, they can't hear. Seeing, they can't see. That's why, Deborah, Yeshua was giving them parables. The same way you giving parables. You see? They couldn't hear, nor can they see when he was giving them parables. The disciples began to question Yeshua, said, well, why are you giving them one thing and giving us? He said, it ain't for them to know what I give you. Woo, I love that, Father Yah. And I stand here today, and it's so 100. And I keep telling people, everybody that come to your page, no matter how long they come, how many times they come, don't be careful. Be careful in who you entertain with truth, because people can't really handle it. They can only handle parables. Okay, now watch this, y'all. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 1 and 2. When I got to Matthew verses 10, Matthew chapter 10, verse 1 and 2, what this did for me is, it made me realize, just like he said, these things need be, Deborah. Because they didn't turn it right, wrong, right. And it is so true. Listen to this. Matthew chapter 10, verse 1 and 2. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against, I love that word, against, unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now, this is the key, y'all. Listen to this. Now, the name, wait a minute, let me see if I'm in the right place. Yeah, 10, yeah. The name of the 12 disciples, okay, so no. It's supposed to be in verse 1. It's verse 1. Verse 1 is sitting, and it's, no, there can't be verse 1. Okay, let's stick with 10. We'll stick with 10. Matthew chapter 10, verse 1. And when he had called unto them his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirit, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases. Woo-wee, Father. I feel that this is a message that is so deep that people ain't gonna get it. Now, what he did is he gave them power, y'all. He gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out of who? Watch this here. And to heal all manners of sickness and all manner of disease. Right here is a prime example of how you have to be very careful when you're trying to use this book to teach someone. Okay? Because in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 1, as you read that verse, you really would believe that he's talking to him. He's actually talking to the disciples and telling them, I'm going to give you the power to do this. I'm going to give you a power against the unclean spirit, so you can rebuke the unclean spirits and cast them out. I'm going to give you the power to heal all kind of sickness, and I'm going to give you a power to of all type of disease. But what is he actually saying? The power. He's actually telling you that you're going to gain this power. But guess what's sad, y'all? You look at that and you would think that he just gave his 12 disciples to go out and have the ability to use this power. You all don't understand my Father's power, and it's real sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. You really don't. You think that he has given you something, he has lived in you, and you really don't know what you're talking about. Because what he said in verse 5, answer verse 1, it shows you that no, they're using deceitful or being deceitful in teaching, preaching, and ministering out of these books. Because what you did not know, what he was giving them was the power to only tap in. The power was only to tap in. The power was only to tap in to the lost sheep of Israel. The power was not for Israel. The power was not for Judah. It was the power was for the lost sheep that is within Judah and Israel. So what I'm trying to say to you all, they've been teaching you all Israel and Judah is all that answer. No, the Father is letting you know why I claim Israel, why I claim Judah. Because I son them from the Lamb Book of Life as sheep. That's why David is in Psalms 23 saying that he is my shepherd. That's why David's calling the Father his shepherd. And he ain't want for nothing because he is his shepherd. He's telling you about heaven. He's telling you that the Father is the one that you ain't gonna want nothing on this earth because he's your shepherd. A shepherd is an overseer, a keeper of the sheep. So when you get down to verse 5, let's go there, and 6, Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5 and 6. In verse 1, it explained to you exactly how the power was given to the 12 disciples. Now watch this here. Verse 5. These 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into the city of Samaria. Enter ye not. So what do you mean? So you ain't telling them to go use all this here power on everybody. No, he's not. Y'all been. Y'all done made lie, and y'all created a lot of people to lie with you and for you. That's not what he's saying. He's not telling you he coming for everybody. So this is why everybody hanging on to this rapture. They don't understand ain't no rapture coming for your tail. You the worst of the worst and the hateful and evil and jealous and envy and got all kind of hate in your heart, and then you thinking you the sheep. No, you ain't the sheep with all that trash up in you. He's sitting here talking to his disciples. And he says in verse 5, these 12 Yeshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of Samaria. Enter ye not. Verse 6, but go rather to the lost sheep. So that shepherd David was talking about was the Father all the time. That he ain't in want for nothing in Psalms 23 and verse 1. That's why he's the shepherd, because we that are heathens are the sheep. And he's come. This is what redeeming. This is what the lamb was slaughtered for, to redeem the lost sheep. Not the Gentiles, not the heathens, not the Samaritan, not Israel, not Judah, but a sheep that was lost. I always wonder, I said, now, Father, why they don't understand if the sheep was lost, who owned it? David said and told you. Chapter 23 of Psalms, verse 1. The Father is the shepherd. These are his sheep that has gotten lost from the way and the path in which they are to go. It is so easy to get lost in this world, y'all. In this world of darkness, in this world of jealousy, in this world of hate, in this world of evil and wickedness at its highest, in this world of pride, in this world of ego, in this world of self-centered, in this world of me, and mine. It's easy to get lost in that because this is the only thing the world offers you. And when you get lost in it, it's because that's all that is before you. So I can understand why he had that lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world, because the Father already knew that the sheep would get lost in that he was planning to create on the earth. Oh, my sheep's gonna get lost. Let me make sure I have a ram in the bush to redeem them back. That's how beautiful the Father is. And that's how smart and intelligent. And no book in the world can bring you to the level of what I'm talking about. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for knowing that only one can take you there is the Ruach HaKodesh, that Holy Spirit. All these people think they studies and what they teach and what they preaching gonna take you there. No, it ain't. Why would I sit and tell you the Father said it ain't nothing you can say or you can do that's gonna change the mindset of the people? When he said that, that's showing you right there. Did Sister Deborah even know even what she say and what she do, how she break it down, how she bring it up and laying it down? It ain't gonna matter. It's something that already is in Yah's that belong to him. And they will connect through the spirit of who you are, and you connect with the spirit of who they are. All this other trash thinking, because I call myself this, I call myself this, I call myself I'm this, recognize me, identify your own self. Find out who you are to yourself first and foremost, before you want everybody else to accept you for who you are. This world is not down here for you to be identified. It's for you to glorify he that needs to be identified, because he the one with the power. You ain't. Who are you? That's the part that many servants of Yah long suffer and endure. We down here trying to figure out, well, why everybody trying to get prompts? Everybody want to be recognized. Everybody want to be identified. Why everybody wants to be known? Or I know this, I know this. Who gives a rap behind what you know? Who's living in you? Because if he's in you and he's greater in you, you'd be more worried about people knowing who he is. Because he's the one greater in you, not you. So what happens here? Right here in Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5 and 6, it identifies that verse 6 says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So everybody out there who call themselves heaven bound, because you think you got your ticket in your hand and you got your keys to the kingdom and you got your ticket to the Mount Zion, you go right ahead and be a fool. You're going to live a fool and die a fool, because many have. They didn't live being a fool and they didn't die being a fool. Which fool you going to line up with? The fools? Because the truth be told, it's right in the pudding. And I know you can't see it in the pudding. You can't taste it in the pudding. You can't smell it in the pudding, because the pudding is unseen. But yet, truth is found in it. Okay? So watch this here. So then he took me through it all. I went into Matthew 15 and verse 24. So when I went into Matthew 15 and 24, so what this is telling all of y'all that's running around here talking about you saved from what? You redeemed from what? What are you saved from? And what are you redeemed from? Or do you know? Look at Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. Matthew 15 and verse 24, it reads, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Wait a minute, hold on. Who's saying that? Yeshua is telling them, but I am. Look at what he said. Verse 24. And he answered and said, I am Yeshua. So is this Yeshua or is this Hamashiach? Woo! Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. I am. That's that I am that I am. Not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He's speaking of a lost sheep, guy. He's not speaking of Israel. He's not speaking of Judah. Y'all don't see that heavy ball being dropped. Y'all running y'all tails around here talking about we the true Jews, we the true Israelites, we the true Judah, we the line, we the tribe of Judah. Do y'all see how messed up that is? All these years they claiming to be all this and that. But even in their study guide that tells them the lost sheep does not mean Israel. The lost sheep does not mean Judah. It means the lost spiritual ones in the house of Israel and the house of Judah. You see? But we didn't took it and we didn't lie. We didn't use deception. We didn't did everything we possibly can and think we on top because we are able to say we the true Jews. You know what else you should have figured out? Not only are you the true Jews, you the true food too. You the true food. Because you didn't understand a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people don't make you the lost sheep. Whoa, Father, did you go there? Father Yah, where that come from? Oh my God, that ball surely been dropped. That don't make you nobody. Because he's talking about a people inside of a people. During this pandemic, I think I talked about 100 videos on that. There's a people inside of a people. I'm sitting there watching this, and I wore that message out, and I'm standing here today, and the Father said, "Go over it again." They ain't pulling nothing over his eyes. That's my message gonna be at 7 p.m. Central, because I'm gonna check some situations. Because I had no idea what I'm gonna preach this evening. I had no idea the deepness until the Father revealed it to me. That's why I say it's impossible. It's possible for me in the flesh think I know everything, think I understand everything, and nobody else don't know nothing. But I know everything. I don't listen to nobody. You know what? Kick rocks. Because greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. And this that's in me is greater than you and your worldly mouth, your worldly thinking, your worldly feeling, your worldly emotion, your worldly hate. Let me tell you why. Greater is he that is in me, has every right to speak outside of me. Who in the rest behind called you to the order? See, that's what people don't understand. They need to get in their no, they don't need to get in their lane, because if they ain't got a lane created for them, what lane are they gonna get into? The worldly lane, because that's the worldly thought. That's what they do. They get into areas that they don't know. But like I told y'all, people don't run up on me. They might run up on you, but they don't run up on me. And it ain't because of me in the flesh. It's greater than he that's in me, that he that's in the world. You ain't pulling up on this flesh, baby. You pulling up on the spirit that's in this flesh. And it ain't in my flesh, it's in my spirit. Okay, so watch this here. Right then in Matthew 15 and verse 24, but he answered and said, I am. Do you hear? Do you hear? Do you hear Hamashiach? Do you hear Christ? He said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The lost ones in that nation. Not the whole Israel, the whole Judah, only the lost. What happened to where they lost their way? Because they tried to use Torah as a flashlight. And they figured since they were able to use the flashlight in Torah, they knew their way. You didn't know your way, baby, because you lost today. And you have used deception to manipulate the people to believe it's all about the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah. That's why he called them stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. Do you all understand that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience never sat with this prophetess? Never sat. It never sat in me. Because I'm trying to understand, wait a minute, is this creator talking about a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people that are on the dark side or on the light side. No, y'all, he was always talking about the dark side. Why did you think the forefathers got you where you going through now? Because they was on the light side. Make it make sense. You ain't gonna be able to, because you can't make sense, even in your study, in your understanding, in your interpretation, in your belief. You ain't making no sense. So what sense does it make? It don't. You're gonna go around here and do everything against him, but yet he coming for you. And the Father knew that that bothers me. He knew it bothers me because I'm like, the Father don't make sense. But if that's what you're talking about, that's why the Father give me new revelation every day. Even if he had to climb on top of something he already given me. You think if I thought in the flesh that I knew everything and can't nobody tell me nothing, I think that it's all about what I say and that. If it was like that, why do he visit me 24/24? Why is he in the water telling me stuff? Why is he leading and guiding me, telling me what to say and what to speak on? Why? Why would he do that if he felt that, Deborah, you just think you know everything? Deborah, you just think you don't want to know something, and you don't want to guide it, and you don't want to understand it, and you don't want. If it was all that, why do you visit me day and night, Father Yah? It's because what you think is not his thought. And for him to find room every day throughout the day to give me information, truly, that's how people have belittled him. As if he don't have sense enough to realize that, wait a minute, she thinks she know everything. You don't want to give it to her. Think, people. You lost with the cause and without already. And you never looked at yourself in the mirror to see really who you were and who you is. Because you're so busy trying to thinking you come down here to judge everybody else, and you're judging the wrong one, like they did in the biblical time. They judged the Messiah, and that was the wrong one. But the Father is telling me today, Deborah, if they judge him, they're going to judge you. See, you see how that stuff match? He come to give spirit and truth. He come to show the Father. It didn't matter then. It don't matter now. It don't matter what Sister Deborah say, how she can break it down, how she can land it up and let it come down. It don't matter how the Ruach is in her and she's bringing new revelation every day. And you know what's the sad part is about? You got people who would subscribe to Sister Deborah and been following Sister Deborah, but don't have any respect in even supporting Sister Deborah, which is that's fine anyway, because the heart of that is what he taught me, and I'm going to teach that this evening, which I didn't know. That was another part that I was learning in the water. But this one here, this topic, he really wanted me to expound on it. So let's continue. Matthew 18. Watch this here. And when you see me going into Matthew, all these chapters in Matthew, guess what? You're going to hear it from Luke. You're going to hear it from Mark. You're going to hear it from John. So they all got that same, they heard it and understood the same thing. So who's lost, them or you? Just because you over on deep end and y'all have created all the lies, and you never did teach that if you're a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people, how is that a people that is people of Yah? How is he going to pull out 144 out of the house of Israel and then show you he's pulling that out to seal, and you still, it ain't clicking in your mental state of mind? That's not all Israel. That's not all Judah. That's not the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah. When he pull out a number, just look and think, people. Now, if he said, go seal the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah, we in there. He didn't tell them to seal all of them. There's a name, it's a number of them that they were to seal. Same thing with the lost sheep. He ain't telling them the whole house of Israel and the whole house of Judah. He's telling them only the lost sheep. And let me tell you why y'all lost. And I'm like saying, Father, so no wonder your thoughts are not their thoughts and your ways are not their ways. They can't even catch up with even your word. You give word to people through your servant, and they can't even catch up with it. They can't even grip it and get it. So what is happening? I'm looking at this and I'm like, if you only came for the lost, so that there was those who are the spiritual seeds. That is those who come to walk that's born of the Spirit. That is those who are of the light. That is those who came out of your Lamb Book of Life. Am I right, Father? Yes, you're right, Deborah. See, they didn't know nothing about that. And even you, Deborah, I taught you what took place before the foundation of the world, so you will know that there's two books I'm coming out of. That means there's two different people on earth. These people, you can preach and teach that 20 years to them, and they still ain't gonna get it. They still find something to look at you all cockeyed with and to deny that you are my servant. They didn't support Yeshua. Is what my topic is going to be about tonight. So you see, they followed him, but they didn't support him, even in believing, even what they saw, what it is. Why? Because they are not the lost sheep. It's the lost sheep he's coming for. Now watch this. So when we get to, we did Matthew 18 and verse 12. Let's read that one more time before we go to the next one. How think ye if a man leave no, I didn't get it. Okay. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 12. How think ye? Now he wants us to think. Use your thinking. If a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, goeth he not leave the 99? Doeth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountain to seek that which is gone astray? The Father is saying to me to teach them, and that is those that are lost, Deborah. I want you to start focusing on those are the one that you're speaking to. Don't be bothered by those who come on and tune in, because they got a lot of hate. They got a lot of dislike. They come to counteract you, even though they sit among you. Oh, Father Yah. So here in Matthew chapter 18 and verse 12, it's actually letting you know how the kingdom came down to search for the lost one. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He's willing to leave all to get that lost one. So I want to tell you all out there, if you are that lost sheep, I want to guarantee you this out of the servant of the Most High Yah. Yah is going to bring you back to the Father. And you're going to be all right. He never kept his eyes off of you. You was that sparrow. And I know he watches over me. So I want you to understand, you are that lost sheep that has entered into this earth, not by your choice, but by he that was your shepherd. And you got lost out of the fold. And the Father wants me to let you know, this is what he is doing even to this very day, collecting the lost sheep. And don't place yourself somewhere where people say that they are the sheep. Don't place yourself in the midst of individual who's teaching you that we are the one. Don't place yourself in this world or on this earth. Don't go to and fro trying to find out where you fit in, where you need to go, and where you need to be at, and where you need to be doing. Don't worry about it. You are the lost sheep that I, the Father, has written in the Lamb Book of Life. I'm coming for you. So don't put so much emphasis that you are lost, because I'm the shepherd of the sheep, and I'm only coming for you. You hear that, people? He's not coming for all of y'all, you lying bats. Now I can understand. It makes sense. And it's even going to make more sense after I preach that message at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to cut into the hearts of any and everybody, whether you gave or whether you didn't. I'm going to show you the difference from those who have donated and those who have not, that they one of a kind. Woo! The Father spoke that thing to me in the water, and I was like, Father, now where are we going with this one? But I'm going to preach that bad boy this evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to lay that thing out, okay? But here, I like how he said in Matthew chapter 18, now think ye. He's telling you, put your thinking cap on. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them be gone astray, doeth he not leave the 99 and go it into the mountains and seek that which is gone astray? He's coming for you as high as the mountains where you are lost. He's coming for what belongs to him. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. No matter what nobody else say, he coming for his. Now, if you want to pretend and you play you and you want to think that you go on and think you the lost. You know why I said go on and think it? Because even today, as I speak this message, I realize that all this time, people been living the deception, being deceitful, even to their own selves, to believe that they are the lost. Okay. Now, then I end up in Matthew's 25. In Matthew's 25. And as I'm getting these verses out of Matthew's, they're also in Luke. Luke give you his view. John, Mark, they give you their view. But when I saw something that was very powerful in Matthew's chapter 25 and verse 31, I'm going to start there. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. You know why he's bringing the holy angels with him? Yeah. Because they can identify their other brethren that are angels. What do you mean, Deborah? Y'all just listen. Okay. In Matthew's chapter 25 and 31, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. You know why they're coming with him? It's because Yeshua, the Son of Man, was an angel. He was made a little lower than the other angels. So these brethrens, these angels they see Yeshua being the one that was made a little lower to come to the earth and be the one that the beloved Son detached himself to. So they know the position of the Son of Man was a little higher than theirs because he came to die in the flesh of a man as the blood sacrifice. So here he's coming in his glory. Watch this here. Verse 31. And all the holy angels, you see, with him. See, the angels are coming with him. Watch this here. Then shall they sit upon, wait a minute, and then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Watch this here. Watch this here. Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And you notice he's represented as a shepherd, he's as a. So what is he saying? Yeshua is going to represent like unto, not saying that he is the shepherd, but he's going to represent as one that is a shepherd that is going to divide the sheep from the goat. Well, why is he doing that? Is he dividing the lost sheep of Israel from the goats? No. He collects all nations, and he's getting the other holy angels that came down as sheeps onto the earth. He's separating them because he know them from what? The goats. He's taking them out of all nations, y'all. Not out of the house of Israel only, not out of the tribe of Judah, but out of all the nations. It's time for judgment. So he has to go after what? All the sheep. Because all the sheep came from the Lamb Book of Life. Okay? That's what y'all don't understand. That's who the sheep are. They're the one that came out of the Lamb Book of Life. They are the holy angels that came down, okay, onto the earth. They're the one that came to be born of the Spirit. They are the spiritual seeds, the servants of Yah. This is what Yeshua is separating them from all nations and putting the goats on one side and the sheep on another. So then it says in verse 33, and he shall separate the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. Verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, go ye, blessed of my Father. See, he's letting you know, go thee. No, he didn't say go. Come ye, blessed of my Father. Why are they blessed? Because they are written in the Lamb Book of Life already. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. See, they were already prepared, y'all. That's the only reason why the lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. To show us that are the spiritual seeds, those that are walking, born of the Spirit, understand that these things took place before the foundation of the world. And Deborah, don't get tied up with what the world is saying it is. Know that it is not the way the world is saying it. Know that this took place before the foundation of the world. And it is a beautiful thing to see how the Father is allowing everything to take its course right here on the earth. He's allowing people to separate themselves by identifying, are you the dark or are you the light? This is why the run is so thick. This is why they run from what they don't want their ears to hear. They don't want their hearts to know. They don't want it to be anything that has to hunt them day and night. So they close off themselves to anything that represent spirit and truth, that represent the light, that represent those that's born of the Spirit, those that represent the seed of the Spirit. They close off themselves from it because it does something to them when they hear this message alone. It's like a knife in their back because they can't escape it no longer. And from what I'm understanding, the Father, that's the purpose of bringing the light out of the midst of darkness. It's really going to let darkness be seen for what it is. And light going to be pulling out of it to show it up. Because everybody running around here in darkness trying to portray they the light. And they really the darkness. That's why they can't stand this type of message. They can't handle it, you guys. They can't take on this message. And you know what? I'm going to keep putting it out. I'm going to put out the one at 7 p.m. Central that's going to make everybody subscribe, unsubscribe. You think I give a rat's behind? I'd rather serve the Creator himself. I'd rather walk in the narrow gate. I'd rather follow the Spirit of God than to take on the flesh of this world. Now, he said, and he separated those sheep. So all this time, even David said, he's my shepherd. So David is letting you know, we're from him. He's our shepherd. We ain't gonna want for nothing. And while people thinking they doing something, and they doing it out of the wrong heart. And I'm gonna teach that. Because the Father wants you to know he knows all things. Don't try to play on him. Don't try to pull the wool over his head. Don't try to hide behind your way of thinking and seeing things and feeling things and doing things, because it ain't going to win. You ain't going to win. And I'm going to teach that again this evening. Okay? So then I end up, I get 34. Now watch this. Now I'm going to go to Romans chapter 5. It is so, I've been trying to figure out, Father, you let them get away with a lot. The Father in the kingdom let y'all get away with a lot of stuff. He has let people get away with just so much. And it's not so much as letting them get away with, he letting them ride the horse that they are on. And most of them are on this dark horse, and they ride. And they think they own a good ride. They having a good, they doing something good. He letting them ride it. Let them ride it. Since they think they doing a good job, let them ride it. And that's not, it ain't that he's allowing them, he letting them go where they need to go. Because that's the way that they going is really their eternal. And people have no idea the way. Whoops. There go my thing here. People have no idea that the way that they are doing things is the way that the Father is allowing them to rest right in what they're doing. And they thinking that it's them doing it because they got the power and they all this and they all that. No, baby, it's the Father allowing you to keep pretending that you are who you think you are. Just like don't you see he to kill each other? Don't y'all don't see all that stuff going on this earth? I can tell you don't see it. Because people, if they were of the light, they will be running to the light, trying to get among the light so they can get some closure, they can get some assurance, and they can get some a coat on. No, they ain't. They run in the opposite way to the darkness because they think the darkness is going to give them what they need on the earth. So here in Romans chapter 5, in verse 6. So it is the part of the Father's power to allow people to go in this day of tribulation, perilous times, lawlessness, the wrath of Yah, the judgment of Yah, principality in high places, no longer in the high places, they on the earth. And he's allowing you to run in those directions so you can think that you're in the right place. Because you've been portraying and deceiving many others, even yourself. You really believe that you are in the right place with him, and you're not. So in Romans chapter 5 and verse 6 through 10, listen to what this says. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly. Let me see it. Yeah, that's right. Verse 7. For scarcely for all righteous man will one die. Yet the peradventure for a good man would even dare to die. But Yah commanded his giving gave toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Who died for us? Yeshua. Yeshua died for us. That's the blood sacrifice of the flesh. The flesh is what? Of the sin. Okay. Verse 9. Much more then, being now justified by his blood. See, that's that blood. Our sins have been washed away because of the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. We shall be saved from the wrath through him. Okay. For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to Yah by the death of his son, much more being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Even here, it lets you know that Christ is telling you Christ. And it's telling you about his blood. It's really Yeshua's blood that wiped away all mankind's sin. whether you are in the dark or whether you're in the light. That's something that the ball had been dropped to make people understand the purpose of the Son of Man and the purpose of the Son of Yah. The Son of Yah was the Redeemer. He was the one that's going to raise the Son of Man from the death and raise him back up. Okay, so when he raised him back up, then he is showing, wanting us to understand that how the power of Christ, you can't be held down. You can't be held down if you are in Christ. If Christ is in you, death can't hold you down. You're gonna rise just as the Son of Man rose out of his death, so shall you in the kingdom and in eternal. So showing you that the earthly death, which is of the body, ain't gonna be able to hold you, because Christ's gonna redeem you back to the Father. And he's gonna do that through the power. But who is that he's redeeming back? The lost sheep. Were not Yeshua and the angels, did not they come down to bring all nations back up to do what? To separate the sheep from the goats. Even that alone shows you that there's two parts that Yeshua and the holy angels gonna come get and bring back up. Two parts. Why? Because there's two books. The goat's going to go on the book of death to the lake of fire, and the sheep going to go in the book of life through eternal. You see the difference? So what does that say? That shows you that we have, oh, I'm sorry about that. That's my phone that I'm on. Or is that another phone? Yep, that's that. That shows you, let me let that ring off. I don't know if you all can hear it. That shows you that we still on this earth is playing a deceitful game, making people think that we are going somewhere. And that's why, and it makes a lot of sense. This is why people can sit up and follow you year after year after year and turn around and feel that if the prophets say support, it's what you are to do, because if you got the same spirit that she got in her, we're on this thing as a whole. But this is the reason why you can sit here and preach year after year after year after year, and they can continue to come. What are they coming for? What are the reason and why they're coming? You can follow your own way for millions of years and still end up in the book to the lake of fire. That's what they don't understand. They're saying, so what? I ain't got no works. I ain't showing no fruits of the spirit. I don't have to do nothing. He ain't like that. They done made their own creation of the Most High Yah. And the Most High Yah calling Deborah, no matter what you say. Why? Because I'm only collecting the lost sheep. That's what Yeshua coming down. That's what they call in the rapture, y'all. They so ignorant, they don't even understand. That's what the world call in the rapture. Because Yeshua gonna come and rapture everybody up. And they don't even understand. He's not rapturing in the flesh. He's bringing all spirits back to the glory of his glory, and he's separating them before he sends them to the throne. He's separating them in the form of where they have already been judged before they even came down. And he put the sheep on one hand, with the right, and the goats on the other. So what separation are you thinking you doing on this earth as separating? And you ain't doing nothing to support the Father mission on the earth, period. But you should be able to be found in the kingdom. You see how sick that is? I'm covering that at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I don't give a rest behind by who like it and who not, because I'm going to cover it in the way that the Spirit gave it to me in the water this morning. So here, and let's go to Ezekiel, and I was shocked. No, we're going to go to Isaiah 53. What I was shocked about is that the Father been teaching this stuff to us by Spirit for a long time. And because we think we got this book, see how this book is not helping people to draw to the Father? You see how these books are not giving you the light. These books are not directing you. So there's got to be something greater than the book itself. There's got to be a light that's brighter than the book, because this book ain't helping you to understand nothing. You're running around here as worldly can be. That's why the Christians are matching the Hebrews, and the Hebrews are matching the Christians, and the Christians are matching the Catholic. Everybody matching each other. What do you mean, Deborah? That's why he had to call it from the heaven. That's why he had to put two books up there. He had to take the book of life of the Lamb, book of life, and the book leading to the lake of hell. Why did he have to do that? Because he had to keep the order from the kingdom in which he had ordered it. And just because we get down here and we trying to step in the realm of manipulation and a deception, which Satan already deceived the whole world, and the deception is still going at face value. But then the Father said, even it is finished. People just going where they need to be heading, to their true eternal destiny. So they need to start now on the earth, because it ain't worth even sitting lying anymore, is what he's saying. It's finished. Just go in the gate that you know you heading to. Stop this plan. Oh no, they got to use deception. They got to take on where Satan dropped off at. They taking it on from there. I know I'm going. Okay, no, you going. Just because you sit up and say you are don't mean you going anywhere. It's just like when I go visit my mom, she says about the things about, well, see, they have to do this, they have to do this, and they have to speak in tongues. They have to, mama, I don't even take her there, because she's a long ways from home. Even your own mother, you can't give her something that the Father ain't gave her himself. And that's where the problem is at. Even the servants of the Most High that's out here, they know that they're the servants. They know that the Ruach is teaching them from the inside, and they feeling so left out, because they're trying to figure out why you can't get these people to understand. Why you can't get them to grip this thing? Why they ain't understanding? Why they ain't getting it? You don't see no fruits of the Spirit. You don't see no actions. You don't see no nothing. But everybody calling themselves the light. Everybody calling themselves redeemed. Everybody calling themselves saved. But the Father want me to tell you, use a lie from the pit of hell. Because in the not the instruction, but the study guide, he told you all you need to know as a form of a parable. So the Bible is similar to what you call a parable. You have to go in it through the Holy Spirit and let the Holy Spirit tell you exactly what it's meaning. Okay, so when I get to Isaiah, it shows here in Isaiah 53. Just listen to this. And I'm like, you mean to tell me Ezekiel, Isaiah, and even in Revelation, John, Malachi, Michael, all of them is telling us about this Father? Yes, Deborah. So I'm going to give you what I understand. Isaiah chapter 53. I get into Isaiah chapter 53. Now listen to what he says here. All we like shepherd. No, all we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every way to our own way. And the Lord has led on us the iniquity of us all. Of the iniquity of us all. Listen to what he said. All we are like sheep gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. And the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. You see? Going all kind of ways. The sheep. This is why they are redeemed. He had to separate them from the tare. He had to have a lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world. So when that time comes, the Redeemer will redeem back the sheep that has got out of the fold. Isaiah speaking, all we like have gone astray. All we like sheep have gone astray. No, all of us are not the sheep that have gone astray. But are we? No, we're not. But he's saying, are we all like sheep gone astray? Because the sheep represent the spiritual seed that has gone into the world and has gone away from the Father. They have gotten down the wrong road. But guess what? They're going to always return back because they are the lost sheep. They are lost because they belong to someone. That's the point I'm trying to get y'all to understand. The lost sheep belong to someone. And here in Isaiah, he himself, he speaks of it. Let's go to verse 7. We were oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before the shear is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. And look what he's talking about. He's talking about the Messiah. He's telling you the Son of Man, not the Messiah, the Son of Man and the Son of Yah is coming. Okay, watch what he says. He kept saying it, and he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shear is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. A lot of people don't understand why Yeshua HaMashiach didn't open his mouth. They're trying to explain to you all the opening of mouth is the Son of Man revealing the Son of God, which is the Son of Yah, Christ. He opened his mouth not. You see, and he says, as a sheep, as brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before the shear is dumb, so open not his mouth. You guys, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is Yeshua coming in a way with Hamashiach, and many things were limited for you to know. There's many things that was done for that whole, a lot of people call it the New Testament, for that whole time period when the Messiah came, Yeshua HaMashiach came for the mission of the Father. A lot of things were missing. A lot of things were not told. A lot of things were not understood nor understand. So people use deception and being deceitful and decide to put their own understanding, their own wisdom, their own knowledge into it. And they fail to realize that it was told to us to tarry. And when we were to tarry, we were supposed to tarry and wait for someone. But we didn't tarry. We didn't want to wait. We wanted the things that we could see that we may believe. We wasn't looking forward to the unseen that we should have been looking forward to believe. We was really looking forward to the seen. That's the only thing today people look forward to, what they can see to believe. Even when they get on these devil platforms, even this page that I'm on, they think it's about them seeing, and they in there. They seeing, they hearing what I'm saying, and they in there, and not even understanding. Your action of your flesh also plays a big role of who your spirit is. But they don't believe that. They think they can just say that I'm all this and I'm all that, because they have no, I guess that's that ignorance. People perish. She said they perish due to lack of knowledge. That's that same ignorance. Not ignorance in the form of simply not knowing. You can have the knowledge right there, but it's a form of accepting, denying truth. So here, Isaiah was given the example of the Yeshua HaMashiach coming, and as a lamb, and as slaughtered, and as a sheep before the shear is dumb, so open not his mouth. This tells you that there's a lot of things Yeshua 'Shua didn't say. Why? Because Yah was sending his crew. his servants down to complete it. Still upholding Yeshua, because Yeshua did the Son of Man did an excellent job revealing the Son of Yah in him. Oh, he did an excellent job revealing the Son of Yah. It's just that us, we got issues. We had issues. We gonna live and die with these issues. And hell and heaven is gonna determine where we at. Okay. So I ran up on Ezekiel 34. And he too spoke of, but throughout Jeremiah, throughout Isaiah, throughout Ezekiel, they're actually teaching you all about these sheep. And you all thinking they teaching you about Israel and Judah. No, they ain't. They teaching you about the sheep that is within. Remember the shepherd that scattered the sheep, you see, and left them for the wolves? Those were Yah's sheep that had fake shepherds leading them on the earth. But what did David say? That the Lord is his shepherd. He ain't in want for nothing. See, they still covered because they are the lost sheep. They are the lost one that's out of the Lamb Book of Life that came down. That they didn't come down, is where Yah sent them. He knew where he was sending them. So in Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 11, in Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 11, it says, for thus said the Lord Yah, for thus said Yah, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. Now, wait a minute. I'm all screwed now. I'm all screwed. What is it that people don't get? Do y'all understand when he's speaking of the sheep? These are the lost sheep. That's why he told the 12, don't go among nobody else but the lost. And then what did he do? He gave them the power to only work among the lost. That shows you how sincere and how we must understand the importance of those that belong to Yah. But no, we want to use this deceitful teaching, preaching, ministering. And this is what people look for. They want to be the lost. They have been portrayed to be the lost. They have portrayed to be the lost. Yah, and the lost was a people that were born of the Spirit. They were the ones that was born of the Spirit. They were to walk in the Spirit. And they got down here lost. That's why Sister Deborah keep telling y'all, stop running around here talking about, I got the keys. I know I'm saved. I know this. And your heart is rotten than your flesh. And that's real bad. So just listen to in Ezekiel. And I told y'all, when you pick up this study guide, it sits and gives you some insight on things that are true. But you need the Ruach in you to give you the fullness. Now, as I see here in Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 11, it says, for thus said Yah, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. Those are his, y'all. He ain't talking about, and then what do Yeshua do? He come to collect all nations. And then he began, and the nations are collected. That's the only thing that gives you any insight of rapture. And it's not the word rapture. The Roman Catholic allowed the Christians to place that in there like that, as so you can think of it like that. But if you really understand that Yeshua and all the holy angels on the four corners is going to bring all spirits up, separate the spirit of sheep and separate the spirits of goats, y'all, and put them in they eternal lane. That's all it's about. So it shows you heaven had sheep. They got lost on this earth. That's the reason why the lamb was slaughtered, to bring them back. Okay, so even in Ezekiel, and this is not just Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah. It's many verses telling you about the sheep. How did we get that mixed up with the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah? Or we the true Jews? How did we get so messed up from the flow up in that mindset? Because that's where we at. We looking for the hope that we want to look for. That's just all it is. We want what we want, and we want to ride on in and ride on out with it. And you can. But Yah has separated the goats from the sheep right here on the earth in the flesh realm. In the flesh realm, have the goats and the sheep have been separated. Okay? And they still gonna experience all of what's going on, but he already, that's the whole idea, you guys. Sister Deborah, I think I did 100 videos telling y'all it is a people inside of a people. It's not the whole house of Israel and the whole tribe of Judah. It is a people inside of a people. So here in verse 16, we in Ezekiel 34, verse 16, and it reads, I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. See, he's sitting here telling you, I know what's mine, Deborah. They think they playing, and y'all do. Y'all think y'all full of a bunch of trash. Y'all think because y'all can psych y'all mind out to believe that Yah is that low, that he's supposed to be not know who we are. Oh, I can hide behind this page. I can hide behind this page. That's why this is a devil platform. It's a place where people can hide their true identity. And they think it's going to make them be able to still have a ticket to the kingdom. Still going to allow them to be able to open the door or get a ticket to Mount Zion. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to be remain right where you at. So all this clowning on this earth don't mean anything. As Sister Deborah, still learning. I'm learning here in Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah. You mean you was talking about only the sheep's den? Well, what happened to these preachers and these priests and these bishops and these apostles and these prophets and these prophecies, these Mories and these seers and these watchmen can't pinpoint the fact that you're only talking about the lost? That's who the seal was going to be put on. That's why Sister Deborah sitting around here telling y'all just don't understand. 144 is a pen needle. That's a small amount. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, why is it everybody thinking that's a lot? Why ain't nobody focusing on 144 is not a lot? And if you only taking out a certain amount out of Judah, that's showing you that's the small remnant. That's a pen needle out of Judah. But the people want you to think that it's the whole house of Israel, it's the whole tribe of Judah. And likewise, even the Gentiles, they don't know how narrow the gate is for them. If in Israel and in Judah is the lost sheep that was written, that he's been speaking of in their whole study guide, which is the Bible, what happened that you've been in this Bible and you ain't recognized it's only a people that is detached to the sheep? Why haven't y'all recognized that? It's only a remnant, a small remnant that is detached to the sheep. So how did people get all this other stuff detached to them and not be able to identify that all the time he's been talking about the small remnant as the sheep? And we're running around here thinking that we're in there because we say we in there. Let me see right here before I close this out, because this is really this is just him just wanting me to see how far the deception can, people can be deceitful. And you know what, the elites, they know all about all this. They know all of this here. That's just you all running around here thinking you know something. And in Michael chapter 7, verse 19, let me see what this is saying. He will turn again. He will have no compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquity, and thou will cast all their sins into the depth of the sea. This right here he's talking about is the sheep. This is the one that he said that he's going to hold them blameless, because they were the sheep that came down here to represent the Most High Yah. So how could that be? How could that be the sheep that represents High Yah, and no one is really preaching and teaching that the sheep is only a remnant that belongs to the Father, that's written in the Lamb Book of Life? Why are you telling all these people that everybody is going? Why are you telling these people all they have to do is believe? No, belief is a brand of the Spirit. Yes, there's another brand of the flesh. It's where you really believe in your own self that you're going somewhere and that you are who you say you are. The flesh will make you believe anything. Proverbs 16 and verse 2, in a man's eyes is clean in his own eyes. I mean, in his flesh, you can't tell him nothing. Because in him, he's saved, he's sanctified, he's redeemed. He's in the kingdom already. That's a horrible mindset. And then forsaken, and the ball is dropped because it's the sheep, the same sheep that Yeshua is going to separate in the kingdom. So how did we get away from the lost sheep? Is what's going back that's going to be redeemed. And it's not just the lost sheep in the house of Israel, but when the Messiah came and he sent the 12, he was just sending them to the lost sheep in the house of Israel. And then no one really understood why the lady said even the dogs eat the crumbs from the master table. They didn't understand that. Why is the dogs eating the crumbs from the master table? They don't understand that. The dog is eating the crumbs from the master table because the crumbs represent other nations and other nationalities and other Gentiles and others that believe that the crumbs was of Yah. You see? That's why he's turned around and said faith. Oh, well, where'd she get faith from? She was sealed with it. That's why she was eating the crumbs, because she was branded with faith in her spirit to eat the crumbs from the master table. But the people would think the word dog. You see? They didn't flip it and made it look like he was calling her a dog. A lot of times you don't understand how man has put words in there to really, I'm going to tell y'all the truth about that, to really let Yah, the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, look bad. It's a lot of things in that Bible that really tells a lie and not the truth about who our Father is. So much has been dropped. I can see now where Yah can step into me as a servant and speak to me about it being over. How can you clean all that back up? All the balls been dropped. How can I take all these balls today? You can't. That's why he says over. It's time for what? It's only one thing that we are missing. Everything is going on, even though our eyes act as if we don't see it. It's not taken away from the fact that it's not actually happening. So what we are doing is the things that's actually happening, we're using our mind to steer away from it as if it's not happening. So therefore, people don't teach it and preach it and minister it what is actually happening. So people go on and say, oh, it ain't that serious, it ain't that bad. But the tribulation and perilous times and lawlessness, and one of the biggest bang is that principalities is right here on the earth. And if people are on this earth and they living with principalities, darkness, evil at its highest, and you walking around in it saying you don't see it, good you don't see it. It's good you don't see it. It's good you can't discern it. It's good you can't feel it. It's good you can't hear it. I was watching a video where this lady got this son, And I don't know what's the deal with this woman, but the woman has to have a mental, what you call a mental mindset. Because how are you making it? This is what gets me. People are entertaining this lady who has a son. They talk about artistic or whatever you want to say. And she's making videos, and people enjoy watching these videos where this young man is hitting her, his mother, cussing her, fighting her all day long, all day long. And Sister Deborah, it so happened I was wondering what he was doing, kicking her in the side. Just ran up to her and kicked her. And I think he's 15 or 16. Now I'm just like, and the other man that's there, which I think is his brother, trying to stop him. And I think he may be a year or two older than him. And he was jumping all over the couches and everything. And when she says no, I heard a voice said no. And it was Satan. So while the world then detached in y'all sick minds, in you all sick minds, in you all sick mind, the deception is if we can, in this thing called mental health, we can hide him in all this here. What is it? I can't, it's skits and all this other diseases. We can hide him in there, and he can get away with murder. And that's what's going on. People are doing things for Satan, not saying Satan, but for wicked and evil, still Satan sees, hiding under medical conditions. When I'm sitting here listening to this boy kicking his mama, fighting his mama, and just doing all things across the house. And I seen that video, not that particular one, but one several times. And I said, she's a sick woman. Give that boy to a man. I bet you wouldn't hit that man. Give that child to a man. I bet you wouldn't cut up on that man. But she thinks she's doing something. And what something dawned on me, and this is why I know y'all, a lot of y'all are very sick people, especially those who have been following me. You are very sick people. I don't care how long you've been following me. Let me tell you why. When people can see that entertaining Satan and supporting entertaining Satan is a form of entertainment to people. But then you follow this lady who's feeding your spirit, and there's no support. Something in that is sick. And the message I'm going to teach this evening, I don't care. Everybody can unsubscribe to Sister Deborah because I'm like the Father. I'm here to salute him, getting his lost sheep. All these people that claim to be the lost sheep, let them keep on rumbling, because principalities on the earth waiting for you. Because you're going to run into the hand of the one you thought that you're not running to, because you're in full denial that principality is right here on this earth now. You're in full denial that the lawlessness is on the earth. You're in full denial that tribulation, perilous time, and all this hate and evil is on this earth right here. You know why you're in denial? You're so busy caught up in your pride and yourself that you can't see nothing that's going on. That's how thick it is. That's how sickening it is. That's the endurance and long suffer. The true servants of the Most High Yah has to sit in and accept the fact that it's all good, because you got the one on the right hand and you got he that's on the left, like David says. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack nothing. So Sister Deborah's going to, and I saw this lady and I said, now, I remember a year ago she was on there, and I said, you need to give that child to his father. Let him deal with it. You think his father want him? No, because wherever this child got this here demonic spirit from, it came from the bloodline of the father. And this is why the mama thinking she's doing something, because she's online making money, videoing him cutting up like that. So see how Satan get away with everything? Satan got this world calling everything a mental illness. He got them called, he ain't got them, but it's his demons that his seeds got them in this study. And the Jesuits and the Roman Catholics set everything up in science. They set everything up in university, elementary, high school, libraries. They set all that up themselves, y'all. You see that? You see, let me go and give it to them. You see the wonderful works they have done on this earth. And not nail one of y'all too cockeyed, because you come over here looking at Sister Deborah all cockeyed. and want to judge me because Sister Deborah ain't one that's going to listen to everything come out of everybody's mouth. I ain't got time for that. Y'all ain't got time for me to even be listening to it. And when I see this young man and I heard his voice, I said, that's a demon talking. That ain't no mental. But I said it. I've seen her videos probably 3 times. 3 videos. And every time I sit back and I said, this is what people entertain. This is what people like to entertain. And then I realized that's what people support. They entertain and support darkness. And it's all well in them, and to them, and for them. And I myself say it is all well in Yah. All right, Sister Deborah said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all. But yes, mental health is a form of demonic. It hides all the work of Satan through the legal system, to the health system, the mental system, the world system, mental illness. Just think about the pharmaceutical, how much money they make from it. And then you think it ain't nothing going on the earth. All right, Sister Deborah, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I will be back at 7 p.m. Central Time, and it ain't going to be no play. This is the time where everybody starts unsubscribing. Shalom and shalom.